For those of you joining us on YouTube at a later time, sorry, we already got started. I forgot to hit the button. All right, who's got it?
I believe I made a major comeback.
You got a major comeback.
Yes, sir.
All right, what did you get?
I got 8.2.
You got what?
8.2.
Yes, it is 8.2. It is 8.2. Great job. All right, how do you do that? You recognize that
Uh,
log A 96 is equal to what?
log A16 plus log A6, which
6
equals
times 16.
4.4 plus 3.8.
And then you add those together.
Yes.
3.8 and 4.4 is 8.2. All right. Questions, comments, concerns? Questions, comments, concerns? All right.
Yeah, why add? Why add? Yeah. You added 3.8 and 4.4?
Mm-hmm. We sure did. Added them together. 96 is 6 times 16. So when you remember the property. So remember the property said that log m times n can be written as log m plus log n.
Oh.
So when we got down to 16 times 6, we wrote that as log 16 plus log 6.
Okay.
And then we said this was 4.4, this was 3.8. So we added them together and we got 8.2. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, got it. Thank you.
And again, I mean, this is probably a bulk of how you're going to be tested on the properties. You need to be able to do this. All right. And some of your classmates who are not listening to lectures and they're just going to try to freewheel the test, probably not going to work out too good for them. Okay. So please know how to do this. It's very, very important. Any questions? Any questions? Chat, going once, going twice. Hey, let's look at this real quick. Let's go log 8x plus 3. Let's go y equals ln x squared plus 4x minus 5. And let's say y equals log base 6, 2 minus 7x. Let's find the domain. Let's find the domain of all three of these. Go. Huh? She took David to the doctor. Huh? Yes. Why? Oh, you're okay. All right, let's see where we're at. And know when I say that you got two, that you're just stuck on the other one and you're not going to be able to get it. Right? Don't say if you've got two and you're working on the third, but you need a little more time, then let's just go with need a little more time.
Mr. Dryer?
Yeah, who's talking to me?
Gavin, can you go back to the questions real quick?
Yeah, my bad, baby. All right, we ready? All right. Who's got it? Who's got it? All right, Diane. You got all three, baby, or you just gonna, or you want to do just one or two? All right, let's go all three, Diane. What you got? Go ahead. What'd you get for the first one? Damn. And that's why she's Diane, everybody. So how do we do this? We set 8x plus 3 greater than 0. We're going to get 8x is greater than negative 3. X is greater than negative 3/8. So it is negative 3/8 to infinity. All right. On the next one, you're setting x squared plus 4x minus 5 greater than 0. If you factor that, you get x plus 5, x minus 1 is greater than 0. And this gives you two values. One of them is 1, one of them is negative 5. You're plugging in test points. Anything to the left of negative 5, call it negative 8. If you plug in negative 8, this is negative, this is negative, this is negative, this is negative. Two negatives make a positive. Plugging in the number between negative 5 and 1, we'll call it 0. The first piece is positive, the second piece is negative, so that makes it a collective negative. Plugging in the number to the right of 1, call it 6. Call it 6. Ooh. Call it 6. The first piece is positive, the second piece is positive, so collectively that's positive. So when is this greater than 0? It's whenever this is positive, which is negative infinity to negative 5, union 6 to infinity. All right. I'm going to stop here and take questions on the first two. I'm going to stop here and take questions on the first two. Oh, yeah, I do mean, yeah. I'm sorry, I'm thinking about that sandwich I'm about ready to eat. Questions? Questions, comments, concerns? Yes, I'm listening. Hello? It's me. Go ahead. All right. All right. Looking at the last one. 2 minus 7x is greater than 0. Negative 7x is greater than negative 2. Dividing by negative 7, divide by negative 7. X is less than 2/7. Now, you have to rotate the inequality because you divided by a negative. When you divide by a negative, you rotate the inequality. So this is negative infinity to 2/7. All right. All right. Any questions? Any questions?
You are now muted.
do I keep muting myself?
You are now unmuted.
Questions, comments, concerns? How did I factor the second problem? I'm looking at, this is 1x squared. So this is x and x. I'm looking at two numbers that multiply to give you -5 and add to give you 4. And that's +5 and -1. And that works as long as this is a 1x squared. If this is not a 1, then you can't do that. Okay, as long as that's a 1, you can do it. Did you plug x? Yes. Yeah, I plugged in to solve the inequality. I plugged numbers into the x squared plus 4x minus 5. Yes. All right. Ashley, we good? Ashley, we good? Yep. Okay. All right. Okay, so we're going to move our discussion from domain and let's talk about how to solve. So let me say this. Let me ask you this. If I have log base 5, x equals 3, how do I write that as an exponential? Who's got it? How do I write that as an exponential? Anybody?
Isn't it log 5 125 or no? Or,
So
I don't know.
the answer is going to be 125. And what Diane just wrote in the chat is exactly right. To write this as an exponential, you would write it as 5 to the third equals x. So what happens? Again, you drop off the log, then you swap these two around. And so that's exactly how we solve this. We solve this problem by converting to an exponential and then finishing it up and saying that 5 to the third is 125. Okay, so on the surface, let's look at some of these problems. Log 6 x plus 2 or x plus 1 equals 2. And log 7 2x plus 5 equals 2. Let's do those two. Let's try those two. Yes, that is definitely 2x. All right, who's got it?
I got something.
Um, who's got it? Jan, you got it?
Yes, sir.
All right, what'd you get for the first one?
For the first one, I got 6 power of 2 equals x plus 1.
So you got 6 squared equals x plus 1, and x is equal to 35. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
All right. What about the next one?
For the next one, I got 7 squared equals 2x plus 5.
All right. So 49 equals 2x plus 5. Subtract 5, subtract 5. 44 equals 2x. And x is
X
22.
equals 22.
All right. We good? Everybody good? Yeah. Now let's have some fun. Let's have some fun. Let's go log base. You know what? Before I have some fun, let's have this fun. Let's go ln 3x plus 5 equals 2. Right? And then let's go log 3 x plus log 3 x plus 2 equals 1. Let's go there.
Mr. Dryer,
What you got, baby?
is the base on the second log in the second problem, is that supposed to be a 2 or a 3?
3.
All right, thank you.
All right. Okay, y'all do whatever y'all want to do. I don't care. I think it looks like shit. But that's just my opinion. I mean, if Kyle says said, I don't want to do the dress code anymore. People from Lake Wells said, I don't want to do the dress code because Aubrey got let them do it. What would you say?
I mean, this is why this is what I heard about Lake Wells IB. They were able to get this and I literally want to do this to Lake Wells Charter. Because they act like they don't have any struggles with their online learning.
No, they do. They're just not telling you. All right. Let's go. Hello? Come on, Mel. You have to like my hashtags. What do you mean, how do you respond, Adam? You click on the button. Let me see who says they're done. Oh, yeah, Carly. Carly, what is up, Carly? Carly, where are you at, baby? Oh, yeah, take me off mute, Carly. We're going to go hashtag Carly right here, baby.
No.
Hashtag Carly. Hey, Carly, this is the deal. I'm going to give you and 25 of your closest friends one cookie to split if you can get both of these questions correct. Carly, what'd you get for the first one?
X equals -1.
What was your first step?
I thought ln had a base of 1.
No, Carly. ln does not have base 1. Let's just ask your friends there. What's the base of the ln when you don't see it? Because you never do. It has a base of e, Carly. So this is e squared equals 3x plus 5. We'll subtract 5. We'll subtract 5. E squared minus 5 equals 3x. We'll divide by 3. We'll divide by 3. We'll get x equals e squared minus 5 over 3. All right, Carly, though, don't get yourself discouraged here. Okay, that's a tough problem. What did you do for the next one?
I got x equals 2.
And how did you do that?
I have no idea. I just attempted it.
Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to recognize that log 3x plus log 3x plus 2 can be written as log 3x times x plus 2. Using the properties, yeah? And you get x plus 2 equals 3. x squared plus 2x equals 3. Then you'll get x squared plus 2x minus 3 is equal to 0. Let me pause here before I continue on. I want to make sure everybody understands what we just did. We used the properties. Now remember the property said, and I think I wrote it down somewhere over here. The property said that log m plus log n could be written as log m times n. All right. All right. So when we have plus, we bring them back together using multiplication. Once we get it to here, we get the single logarithm by itself. Then we're going with our exponential rule that says 3 to the first equals this piece. 3 to the first equals this piece. And then we're solving. Okay. Let me monitor the chat. Any questions on what we just did to get to that point?
I have one.
Yes, go ahead.
How did you, like, you multiply 1 times 3 because it's log 3?
I took the base 3 and raised it to the first power.
Oh. All right.
All right. Ashley, can you see now, baby? Okay. All right. Now, here's the thing, though. We're not even close to being done. I know it feels like we're almost done, but we're really not that close to being done at all. Because here's what you got to do. From here, you got to factor x plus 3, x minus 1 is equal to 0. And you'll get x plus 3 equals 0, x minus 1 is equal to 0. X equals negative 3, and x equals 1. But here's the thing. Even getting to all of this, even getting to here, we're still not done. Why? Because when I take the negative 3 and plug it in, log 3, negative 3, the negative 3 is outside the domain. So in this case, the negative 3 doesn't work. The only answer you can use is 1. When you plug in x is 1, log 3 of 1 is 0. And log 3 of 1 plus 2, which is 3, is equal to 1. 0 plus 1 is 1. Okay. All right. Any questions on that? What are you confused on, Ashley? So, you remember the problems that we said log 4 log 4x plus log 4y is log 4xy. That just allows us to take these two pieces and bring them together. Okay. Yes, Catherine, I will. So remember that when I asked you to find the domain, we take the inside part and we set it greater than 0. It's this inside part's got to be greater than 0. Okay. And so when you get log x, and then you say that x equals negative 3, log negative 3 doesn't work. Okay. And it may not be terribly obvious, Catherine, why that's the case. Actually, I see you typing. I'll get to you in 1 second. It may not be obvious why you can't use -3, but I want you to think about this for a second. If I said log 10 -3 equals x, what I'm saying to you is 10 raised to what power gives you -3? Okay? 10 raised to what power gives you -3? Well, there is no number that you're going to raise 10 to get a negative number. Does that make sense? Like that's not you can't raise 10 to any number to get a negative number. It's just not going to ever work. So that's why we say that this number here, has to be a positive number. And see, you can't even make it 0, right? Like you couldn't say 0 either, because 10 raised to some number gives me 0. What number is it? Well, a lot of people would say 0. Well, it's not 0 because 10 raised to the 0 power is 1. And the point is, there is no number here that you can plug in that's going to get 10 to go to a 0. It just won't work. It never will. Now, you can get it close to 0, but you'll never get it to be 0. And so that's why we say that the domain is anything greater than 0. Okay. All right, hold on. Ashley, so why is there x plus 2 on the top and bottom equal to 1 and the bottom equal to 3? I don't know where I did that at. Let me see. Okay. So what I said was, Ashley, that log 3 x plus 2 is equal to 1. And then using the rule that goes from, so now I'm going to convert from log to exponential. So converting from log to exponential, I'm going to say 3 to the first equals x plus 2. Oh, shoot. Sorry, hold on. I did something there. Okay. And so now when I have this, I have 3 equals x squared plus 2x. And in order to solve that, you got to set it equal to 0. All right, and then I'm factoring and solving. All right. We good? All right, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to stop here for today. We're going to stop here for today. We're going to continue this conversation and get into circles next on Monday of next week. All right. We got circles, and then we got systems, and then we have test 5, and then we'll be done. Okay. So let's finish this up. We will be looking at taking test 5 probably next week. If not next week, certainly the beginning of the following week. Okay. So we'll stop here. Let me save this. All right, so we're going to save this. I'm going to take any questions you may have as I monitor the public chat. Questions? Questions right here. Holy crap, let me get to the bottom. Ashley, the answer is not -3. The answer is just 1. -3 is not in the domain. Carly, yes, help session on Friday. You can follow that same link I sent out. Friday, 8:30. We'll have donuts and questions. All right. Nicholas, if you want to watch the video, you're going to go to your, we're going to go to Canvas, go to the conferences section, and underneath where it says all the conferences that are completed, you'll be able to click on it and watch the video. Can I send you some donuts? No, but you can meet me at Bacon Donuts Plus because I'm going there Friday. Where is Brad? You know what? Brad is Brad. You just never know about Brad. How do we know it's not in the domain? Ashley, because the original problem had log x in it. And see, the original problem, Ashley, started off with log x. You can't plug in a negative number into log x. All right, you can't plug a negative number into log x. All right, log 3 of -3 doesn't exist. All right, other questions? The other thing that you can do, Adam, is just a reminder that this is being streamed live on YouTube. You'll be able to go to the YouTube and watch the live stream as well. So either one of those two spots will be fine. All right. Other questions? You're welcome, Ashley. Thank you for doing it. What time is going to be is what? Donuts and questions? Donuts and questions will be 8:30 to 10 on Friday. All right. If you didn't join us this last Friday, you can go to that link. Go to that link that I sent you, and you'll be able to watch the the donuts and questions from this Friday, from this past Friday. You'll also see the notes listed as 11:05/4/17, I believe. So if you go to the file section, you'll see the notes from this past Friday as well. Other questions? All right. All right. With that being said, we're going to go ahead and stop it right here. Do your best to keep yourself safe. Know that I love you, and that we will see you back here on Monday. I'll see some of you here on Friday at 8:30. Not here, but on the other page that has the link was in the announcements. So and for everybody else, we'll see you here on Monday. You guys have a great day. Have a good weekend. Stay safe, everyone. Until next time, take care of yourself and each other.